One child is bringing joy in the lives of two mothers, one foster and the other biological. Both mothers join us today. Also, the final days of life can be a difficult subject. The author of The Better End joins us today to tell us what we should be considering for our final passage. And later, the lead cast member from Fela stops by to tell us about the hit musical. I'm Sarah Caldwell. All this and more on this edition of 11 TV Hill. Young Cherish is not quite old enough to know how much love and joy she's brought to her two mothers. Joining us today is foster mother Wendy D., biological mother Brandy Patterson, and Judith Shagrin, Assistant Director for Children's Services for Baltimore County Department of Social Services. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. This is such an important story to share. And Brandy, we want to start with you because Cherish is your daughter, and you made a very courageous decision. What was life like leading up to your pregnancy?
Well, I had some issues with, I just had some issues, and I had to end up, I can't,
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
I had some issues, I struggled a little bit, and I actually, my daughter got taken from me, and she got placed in Wendy D's home.
Okay.
I had a rough patch, but I'm over it now, everything's good, so.
Yeah, and I understand that this is difficult to talk about. Wendy,
yeah, it is.
We want to bring you into this as well because you've had an incredible role in Brandy's life.
Yeah.
Tell us about your involvement with Brandy and with Cherish.
Well, I got Cherish when she was 2 weeks old, and my husband and I had been waiting for quite a while as foster parents to get the first placement of a baby, and Cherish was our first baby, which was quite exciting. And I met Brandy at what they do as an icebreaker. And, you know, I remember meeting her and thinking, wow, she's not what I expected her to be at all. You know, you hear stories of, you know, people that have had the troubles in the past that Brandy's had.
And Brandy, what did you think when you met Wendy?
Oh, I mean, you know, she just wants my baby, you know, I mean, the same preconceived notions, you know, that hopefully she's taking good care of her, you know, is she in it just for the money, you know, same thing.
Did you know that this was a necessary decision to make?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I thank God every day it happened.
So you embraced that decision?
Absolutely.
Tell us about Cherish. She's 3 now?
She's 3, she's doing great, getting big, she's smart. I mean, she enriches both of our lives. I mean, she calls Wendy her Mimi. So that, yeah, they're close, she loves her, and you know, a child can't have too many people to love them. That's just it, so.
Well, that says a lot about your character as well, that you were able to do that. And we want to talk about your relationship more in a moment. But Judith, let's bring you into this conversation. Is this type of relationship an exception to the rule, would you say?
It's something that we encourage whenever children enter foster care. As they mentioned, we have an icebreaker meeting to introduce foster parents and biological parents so they can begin to get to know one another, dispel some of the myths about each other. And our hope is that the foster parent will work closely with the biological parent to remedy what brought the child into foster care. As Brandy said, children can't have too many adults to love them.
And what do you think when you see the way they're interacting?
I think it's inspirational. It's what we want for all of our children and for all of our families, and it's when it clicks and it works right, it's truly inspirational to those of us who work in the field.
Yeah. So what happens now in terms of this process? Brandy, you've made plans to get Cherish back eventually?
Actually, I have her back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have her back, and when did this happen?
October 2009. I only had her for a few months.
You had her for a few months. Okay.
Yeah.
So how has that transition been?
It's been great. She's definitely saved my life. I do everything I do for her. You know, I get up every day. I love it. I love being a mother. And plus, you know, Cherish has her Mimi. So you can't. I mean, it's the best feeling. You know?
Do you encourage the foster parents to remain involved?
Absolutely. They can be a support to the biological parent. You know, many times when children enter foster care, the parents are isolated. They don't have a lot of folks in their corner, and everybody needs somebody in their corner. And I think what's remarkable about Brandy is she really made a decision that she was going to take responsibility for what she needed to do to be reunified with her child. And the fact it wasn't a long stay in foster care is really a testament testimony to Brandy's hard work, and are taking advantage of what we have to offer.
And Wendy, what was it like for you to have to return Cherish?
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I loved her from the minute I saw her. It was just instant. And I can remember when I met Brandy, I thought to myself, you know, she's a wonderful person, and Cherish deserves her mommy. And I'll never forget, like, one of the first times I had to drop Cherish off to her, I had put a camera in the diaper bag with a note, and I said, you know, take lots of pictures and I'll get them developed, in order to maintain that bond, so that Brandy knew that I was on her side too. And then what struck me with her is, during that first meeting, you know, most biological moms, you know, tend to shift blame towards the foster parents and think, you know, bad things about us. Brandy was genuinely grateful for the care I was giving Cherish, and she hugged me. And I was like, wow. And when she hugged me, I whispered in her ear, do what they want and you'll get her back quickly. And, you know, she remembers that and says to me that's what encouraged her to fight. Instead of, you know, because she felt so defeated, she didn't want to give up.
Yeah.
You know.
Does it make you emotional to think back to that time when
yes.
she gave you that advice?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. For her to say that to me, you know, you do feel defeated when you feel like you'll never be able to do what you have to do to get her back. And you know, that was encouragement that I needed to say, okay, I can do this.
So
you
it's
know, I
also
got
empowering.
this. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was great. She's been great.
Judith, what can people learn by watching the two of them and hearing about their relationship?
I think it's really important for people to understand that together we can all achieve more, that all team together, everyone achieves more, that by working together with the agency, with biological parents, with foster parents, great things can happen for children.
And how can they get in touch with you if someone finds themselves in the same situation?
If someone is interested in becoming a foster parent, and we have a great need for foster parents, particularly for older children and for sibling groups, our information number is 410-853-3170.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I wish we had more time to talk, but we really appreciate you being so candid and courageous in sharing your story. We wish you the best of luck with Cherish, and thank you very much, Wendy, for being here. Thanks, Judith.
Thank you.
Stay with us.